Hello everyone, this is part 11 of What If Naruto Had the Ultimate Dojutsu, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist. To see more, comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Naruto and his team could be seen running through the trees back to Konoha along with an extra person. That person was Kushina Uzumaki, Naruto's mother and Kenjutsu legend. Over the course of the trip everyone had been asking her questions and she didn't mind answering them, but she barely got to ask her own or have a talk with her Sochi. She was, however, happy that he had a smile on his face whenever he looked at her. It filled her heart with a sudden warmth that she had long missed. The redhead soon turned back to finishing her current story of dealing with an assignment she had taken up from a local town a few weeks ago. And that's I burned the entire building to the ground and still managed to kick that guy's ass, Kushina said, nearly shocking everyone with her story. Anko and Kurenai slightly winced while Kakashi and Kiba widened their eyes at Kushina. Haku showed some slight expression, but wasn't into the conversation too much. Kushina then turned back to her son who was still leading the ground and decided to ask her questions. So Sochi, has anything exciting happened in your life lately? Kushina asked, making Naruto blush. Nearly the whole group gave him a sly grin as Naruto tried to hide his face from their view. And not really, Ka-san. Just the usual stuff, Naruto said, making Kiba and Haku chuckle. Kakashi and Kurenai smiled, but Anko was loving Kushina's blank expression to Naruto's answer. Oh come on Naruto, surely something has happened to you in your life that was exciting, right? Kiba asked. Naruto's blush deepened and it only further edged Kushina into wondering what everyone was hiding from her. She felt so in the dark. Based on everyone's expression it was either something really good or something really embarrassing. The thought of not knowing was killing the red-haired woman. Why not tell her, Naruto-kun? She's gonna find out eventually. Right now this can go two ways. You tell her and she kills you, or you wait, she finds out and then she kills you, Kyuubi explained, making Naruto sweet drop. So either way she kills me? Naruto asked his redhead vixen. Kyuubi smiled and nodded, making Naruto sigh and turn to everyone. It was nice knowing everyone, Naruto said, mentally really cursing the situation right now. Yeah, Ka-san. I'm going out with someone, Naruto stated, causing Kushina to widen her eyes at her son. Naruto gave a sheepish grin while Kiba and Haku decided to mess with him a little more. Tell her who it is, Naruto. I'm sure Kushina would want to know who the lucky woman is, they both said at the same time. Naruto turned a deadly glare to them, but it just couldn't stop them from laughing, and then Kushina nodded. That's great, Sochi. Tell me who the lucky girl is, Kushina said. Naruto gulped and turned his head to see Kakashi snickering along with Anko and Kurenai, making Naruto narrow his eyes at them. Damn traitors, Naruto grumbled in thought and wondered how much of his life was going to be gone when this was over. I'm dating Sum-chan of the Inuzuka compound, Naruto said, and everyone immediately turned to look at Kushina's reaction, and what they saw completely stunned them. Kushina was smiling. It wasn't an overly large smile. It was gentle and calming. However, everyone tensed when they saw her hand that seemed to be choking her sword handle into a dented shape. I'm so happy for you, Sochi, Kushina said, making the air very tense. Naruto, not wanting to see his mother's gaze anymore, turned his head to the front and shivered in fear. Sum-chan, run away, Naruto yelled. Back in Konoha, Sum shuddered while she cooked some lunch and wondered what brought it on. Why do I feel like I'm going to die today? Sum wondered, but then went back to cooking. Meanwhile, the entire trip was done in silence, and that silence unnerved everyone slightly, but they didn't have to put up with it anymore as they all made it back to Konoha. They all saw the giant gates and Kushina felt a sense of slight remorse, but it didn't last long when she saw Naruto's smile. The group arrived in front of the gates and came up to see Izumo and Kotetsu doing the usual work of guard duty until they saw Naruto's team come in. Hey Naruto, haven't seen you for a few days. It's been pretty boring here without you and your pranks. Did the mission go well? Kotetsu asked the blonde. Naruto gave a hidden smirk on his face at their question, but nodded with a positive. Yeah, it went well. A few problems here and there, but it went all right. We even found someone to come back here, Naruto said, pointing to Kushina. Both eyed the beautiful redhead in front of them while Naruto and the others showed their identification papers. So pretty lady, what's your name? Izumo asked. Naruto twitched his eyebrow at that question and everyone knew it too. Sure, it wasn't Izumo's fault since he didn't know her, but something about seeing your mother get hit on didn't feel right to him. It was then that Naruto wondered how Kiba really thought about Naruto and his mother. He made it a note to talk with Kiba later. After the incident at the gates, Naruto and his team made it back to the Hokage mansion to report their mission to the Hokage. While they headed to their destination, Kushina could see the glare some people gave her son while others held respect, admiration, and strangely, regret. The people who did glare at him really did piss her off. Though she wasn't going to start something simply because some people glared at him, but if anyone tried anything on him there would be hell to pay. Naruto sighed as he did see his mother's reaction to the people that glared at him, and it made him happy that she would glare back at them. He also saw some people eye his mother up and down her body like some stupid pervs, but the blonde simply gritted his teeth and ignored it all. Hokage Mansion. Naruto and the others made it past the receptionist desk and up the flight of stairs before coming up to the door. Naruto slowly breathed like it was his first time doing a mission report, which his wasn't, but still. Kakashi, Kurenai, and Anko seemed to notice and could only smile at their blonde leader's anxiety. It's all right, Naruto. We did the job, now all we have to do is confirm it with Hokage-sama. Then we get paid for our work. It's simple, Kurenai told him. Naruto nodded before Anko patted him on the back. And if worse comes, Gaki-kun, we'll bail you out. Me, Kakashi, and Nai-chan have all done this before, Anko added, making Naruto feel a little better. The blonde huffed, then knocked on the door waiting for a reply. Come in, Sarutobi said, allowing Naruto and his team to enter the room. Naruto raised an eyebrow when he saw Genma and Sasuke in the room, with the latter having a deep scowl on his face like he just heard the most hated news of his life. Naruto-kun, how did the mission go? Sarutobi asked, making Naruto grin with a thumbs up. Mission accomplished, Gigi. We all completed our mission. Here's the scroll that Oto wanted to hand to Iwa, Naruto said, placing the scroll on the desk. Sarutobi nodded with a grand smile and took the scroll, then placed it into the drawer under him. Congratulations, Naruto-kun. I want you and your team to give me a written report of what transpired in 3 days. You will receive your A-rank missions pay within the week, Sarutobi ordered. Naruto nodded that it was fair before turning to see Sasuke and Genma. So what's wrong with the team, Gigi? He looks like someone who just found out that his whole life was brought to an end, Naruto asked, making Sasuke seethe some more. Sarutobi sighed and cast a glance on the scowling Uchiha. It was recently decided by the council that just like you, Naruto-kun, Sasuke Uchiha will have the CRA enacted on him also. Apparently he said he's not ready to revive his clan until he kills his brother, but we didn't really give him a choice and he's not taking it well, Sarutobi said while Sasuke huffed. Naruto narrowed his eyes at Sasuke along with Kiba before a smirk graced Kiba's face and he leaned towards Naruto's ear. Maybe he doesn't like the fact that he's getting women. Maybe he would prefer guys to girls, Kiba said, making Naruto chuckle at his words. After the laugh, Naruto turned his head back to Sarutobi and gave a foxy grin. Well, Gigi, I have a surprise for you today, Naruto mentioned. Sarutobi raised an eyebrow before Naruto could give his reply. Sasuke and Genma seemed interested also, but not as much as the Hokage. Oh, you do, huh, Naruto-kun? Well, show me what it is, Sarutobi pleaded. Naruto kept up his grin before chuckling when he turned his head to the door. Ka-san, please put the sword down. I don't want you to get in trouble already, Naruto said, making Sarutobi pale while Sasuke and Genma raised an eyebrow. Asochi, you ruin all my fun, Kushina said, entering the room. Genma widened his eyes and dropped his jaw slightly at the red-headed woman since he wondered how it was possible. Hey Sarutobi, you've been well, Kushina admitted, making Sarutobi stand to his feet. Genma walked up to Kushina and pointed his finger at her. Why, you're Kushina Uzumaki. You were Yondaime-sama's wife? Genma asked. Kushina nodded at the question with a small smile on her face. Kushina turned back to Sarutobi and placed her hand on his shoulder. Sarutobi wondered what she was doing before the grip got tighter and tighter, making the old Hokage wince. Sarutobi, please summon your council right now. I have a few choice words for everyone. And if I don't get what I want, I'll find an alternate method, Kushina declared, making everyone back away from her. Sarutobi gulped and immediately nodded while Kushina turned to everyone else. Sochi, you and your friends can go do what you want. Ka-san has an appointment with some people, Kushina encrypted. The room suddenly felt cold and tense, but then Naruto decided to just comply with his mother's wishes and filed out of the room with Kiba, Haku, Kakashi, Kurenai, and Anko, who only had one thing on all their minds. I'm so damn happy I'm not a council member, they all thought before Naruto gasped and turned back to his mother with a hint of depression in his voice. Ka-san. I was given a council seat on the Shinobi Council, though I don't think it was finalized. Gigi, do I have to attend this meeting? Naruto asked. Sarutobi shook his head at the blonde, making Naruto nearly thank Kami for that. No, Naruto-kun, you're exempt from it for now, but you might have to be in the next one. Unless Kushina does it, Sarutobi hinted towards Naruto and Kushina. Naruto turned his gaze to his mother and was surprised when she shook her head. Sorry Sarutobi, but I can't. Minato and I were never officially married. We planned for it after Naruto's birth, but it didn't happen, so I'm still an Uzumaki and the Uzumaki were never really a part of Konoha. Looks like Naruto-kun is on the council in my place, Kushina explained. Naruto smiled at that, but still wondered something else which made him groan. So does that mean that the team is on the council? Naruto asked, eyeing Sasuke, who had an arrogant smirk on his face, confirming Naruto's suspicions. Sarutobi rolled his eyes and sighed with a nod, making Naruto dread and pale at his question. Yes, Naruto-kun. Sasuke has a seat also. Granted, both of you should have had them long ago. Since you're both adults, you're within your rights to have secure your seats. I'd advise you both to study up on the rules for the council in the Konoha library, Sarutobi replied. Naruto sighed and nodded, then made a kage bunshin to go to the library and read up on the conducts and rules for the council. Alright Gigi, take care and try to stay alive while in that room, Naruto said, having his team and himself leave the room along with Sasuke and Genma, while Kushina and Sarutobi had a talk about certain things that involved Kushina giving a lot of cursing to Sarutobi. With Naruto and the others, Kurenai and Anko had parted from the rest of the group, saying the goodbyes as they each went to their homes for some long-deserved rest, with the latter giving Naruto a small wink before leaving, making the blonde blush. Haku decided to go home and work on improving her sword techniques. All that was left was Kakashi, Naruto, Kiba and Kasumi. Hey Kakashi-sensei, do you mind if we train right now? Naruto asked him. Kakashi raised an eyebrow at the blonde Tokubutsu Jonin and wanted an explanation. Well, I have nothing to do for right now other than train in some other things. I'd at least like to know the basics for the Chidori so I can get an idea, Naruto commented. Kakashi gave an eye smile before nodding while Kiba walked in a different direction, making Naruto raise an eyebrow. Kiba, aren't you going to train with us? Naruto asked. Kiba grinned with a nod before scratching the side of his cheek. Yeah, I'm coming. I just thought I'd bring Ka-san for some training also. I need to catch up on it now anyway, Kiba said, dashing off towards the compound. Naruto giggled and shook his head at his best friend before Kasumi and draped an arm over Naruto's shoulder. So Naruto-sama, what should I do while you train? Kasumi asked in a sultry voice that made Naruto's throat dry. Kakashi chuckled at the act, but went back to his book while Naruto talked with Kasumi. Well, Kasumi-chan, why don't you take this scroll? It consists of one of the many taijutsu forms that I learned. You can get a better feel for your hands and legs. Not to mention seeing you glisten in the forest makes for a good addictive, Naruto said, making Kasumi blush and Kakashi widen his eyes at the two as the three walked towards the training grounds. Council room. It took a bit of time, but every council member was organized and in their assigned seats while they waited for Sarutobi to arrive. Any idea why we're here right now? Shikaku asked as he gave a tired yawn. I think Hokage-sama said that this was some kind of urgent meeting that needs to take place. Though apparently the Uchiha and Namikas aren't showing up until the next one, Chusa said, making a certain pink-haired woman stand to her feet. Would you stop calling that demon brat Namikas? He is not the child of our precious Yondaime. I refuse to acknowledge that thing as an important person, Sakuno yelled out, making everyone wince, especially Sum, who had sensitive ears. The shinobi side rolled their eyes at her before Sume decided to speak. You refuse to acknowledge it or refuse to see that fact that you were wrong and that Naruto-kun, the son of our Yondaime, was beaten, tortured, poisoned and any other number of things simply because people like you were too damn blind to see it. Sume asked with a little snarl while trying to suppress the urge to rip the Haruno Banshee's throat out, but that would create more problems than it solved though it made Sume think about it a little. I refuse to accept it either. Unless there is some undeniable proof then that demon is not a part of the Namikaze clan. It's an insult to our Yondaime that people call him, Namikaze Sama. Giving that demon any respect is sick, a merchant man stated before Hiashi stood to his feet fast and his gaze falling on the man who slightly cowered. Hiashi was friends with Minato along with Hisashi before his death. Hiashi and Minato were on the same squad as kids and Minato was actually the last in the class while Hiashi was the first and yet the man became the one of the most powerful people in shinobi history. When he learned that Naruto was his son, Hiashi instantly felt bad for all the hard times he gave Naruto. Haruno-san, whether you and Hiroshi-san like it or not, Naruto is a Namikaze and I suggest you stop calling him that demon, and give him the respect we have all denied him for 13 years, Hiashi calmly said, but there was a strong sense of authority in his voice along with a hint of regret. Sakuno gritted her teeth and simply huffed her annoyance of the issue and sat down while muttering. Whatever, I know I'm right. There is no way that demon holds the Yondaime's name, Sakuno muttered while everyone waited for Sarutobi. After about 15 more minutes of tensed waiting, Sarutobi came into the room and sat in his seat before glancing over the civilian council and the shinobi council, though he gave a sour look to Koharu, Homura, and Danzo which all three noticed, but didn't know why. They didn't have much time to think though since Sarutobi started the meeting. I'm sorry for assembling everyone here on such short notice, but I have received new information that is crucial for people to hear, Sarutobi stated. Everyone murmured among themselves about what the old Hokage could bring before them. Hokage-sama, what is this meeting about? What new information have you acquired that warrants our attention? Shibi asked him. Sarutobi gave a small smile at how this meeting was going to go and it only serviced to add to the wonderment of what would happen to Koharu, Homura, and Danzo. I'm glad you asked Aburame-san. One of our top kunoichi has returned to Konoha as of today, but she felt that she should make her opinion known to some of us since she recently found out a new truth. The Sandaime smirked and told one of the Anbu to open the doors. However, Kushina had another plan and kicked the doors open, startling everyone in the room. Though the fact that the door was kicked down wasn't the issue, it's the person who kicked the door down that nearly everyone in the room gasped, especially Homura, Koharu, and Danzo. A key flooded the room enough to make members of the Shinobi Council sweat. Everyone gazed upon Kushina's face and even though who didn't know her could tell one thing. She was pissed off and pissed off badly. Shikaku dropped his jaw slightly along with Sume, Hiashi, Chusa and Inoiki. Shibi was the only one who seemed to be emotionless, but even he had a confused look on his face though his jacket hid it well. Kei Kushina Uzumaki, Homura said with some slight fear in his voice. Sume gasped at the name Uzumaki. She figured it was Naruto's mother and she was even more tense than usual. However, Kushina spared a glance at Sume and it shocked her that the mother of Naruto gave her a sincere smile and an unnoticeable wink of her eye. Sume seemed to calm down from the act before Kushina's gaze fell on everyone else. Hello everyone. It's good to see some familiar faces, Kushina said with a too innocent smile to be real. Danzo quickly turned to Sarutobi looking for a complete explanation to the entire matter of the woman in front of everyone. Sarutobi, what is the meaning of this? Is that who we think it is? Danzo asked, but before Sarutobi could answer Kushina decided to make a retort. Ah, don't you remember me Danzo you lying snake? Kushina spat making everyone turn to Danzo who was mentally sweating. Who the hell are you lady? You can't just barge in here like that and apologize to Danzo-sama this instant, Sakuno screamed. Kushina narrowed her eyes at the pink-haired woman and for some reason it pissed her off even more. Shut up and stay over there. I've got a little matter to settle with 3 lying bastards about my son and I'm going to get my answers right now, Kushina declared. Everyone widened their eyes at her. Some people paled while others wondered who her son was. And who is your son? Sakuno asked, being a little dense since Kushina's last name was already said earlier. My son is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze and I want to know why the hell I wasn't informed that he lived through the procedure, but was instead told that he died along with my husband, Kushina said, trying to contain some of her anger at everyone in the room. You're the mother of the demon. Someone yelled, and before anyone saw it happen, Kushina was already at the side of the room with her sword impaled through the man's chest, killing him instantly. Kushina hardened her gaze on anyone else who dared to call her Sochi that damn name. Even the Anbu were slightly scared, and while they could have intervened, most of them rather liked Naruto. He always kept them on their toes with his pranks. For them, he was great training in endurance and tactics. Anyone else wanna call my Sochi a demon? Kushina asked him, effectively making everyone keep quiet. Well, almost everyone. Hokage-sama, do something. She just killed a council member. Have her tried and executed, Sakuno yelled, causing Kushina's gaze to fall on her. Kushina-san is perfectly within her rights to do this. I did make a law that if people called Naruto-kun a demon they would instantly be killed, but I was too lenient. Remember that Kushina-san isn't nowhere near as merciful about this as I am, Sarutobi mentioned. Everyone gulped before talking and decided to choose their words carefully. After about 2 minutes, no one said anything until Kushina turned her gaze to Danzo. I remember those words, Danzo. The same words that you, Homura, and Koharu told me the day after the extraction process, Kushina raged while keeping her glare cold. Flashback. Kushina was in the hospital in aching pain from the extraction process. Minato told her about his plan and she instantly didn't like it. She didn't remember much, but she saw that Naruto, her bundle of joy, was gone from her arms while she looked at the ceiling. Minato is actually going to do it. Please, Naruto. Live. I couldn't bear it if you died. Minato, don't let our son die, Kushina said before laying back on the bed. She was tired. Childbirth was no joke, and the feeling of having the QB. However, it was weird. When the QB was released, it simply ran somewhere like it didn't want anything to do with anyone, but before long it came back and was terrorizing Konoha. It baffled Kushina slightly, but she was brought out of her stupor when the door opened to reveal Danzo, Homura, and Koharu. Kushina Uzumaki, we have some news regarding the extraction. It seems that Minato died and Naruto went with him. We're sorry, Kushina, but both are gone. QB was killed along with them. We were told by Sarutobi to tell you this. We are sorry for your lose, all three said, then immediately left. Kushina widened her eyes at the news and suddenly tears flowed from her eyes as her screams filled the hospital in mourning for Minato and Naruto. Flashback end. Do you all know what I went through for 13 years? All the loneliness, the tears, the frustration of knowing that my son and future husband were dead when it turns out that the former is alive. Why? Tell me why. Why did you lie to me? Kushina yelled. The entire Shinobi Council turned the gazes toward Koharu, Homura, and Danzo for an explanation, also with slight rage in their eyes, but more evident in Hiashi and Tsume. Even the civilian council wanted to know this one. Sure, most of them hated Naruto for what he carried, but others admired him for going through it all and still keeping his sanity. It was for the village, Kushina. Try to understand that we were looking out for the village's best interests. That boy doesn't need a mother. He needs training and discipline. He needs to be ruthless in what he should be doing best, Danzo said, resting his arms on the table in front of him. And what is that? Kushina asked, visibly shaking from the rage she was feeling. Danzo narrowed his eye at the woman, but Koharu spoke in his face. It's to be our weapon. He has no need for emotions. All he needs is to destroy the enemies that oppose us. Nothing more and nothing less, Koharu said, making Sarutobi's anger flare. Hiashi's Byakugan flared and Tsume was currently clawing at the desk, itching to beat all three members into the ground, but the worst was Kushina. Use her son as a weapon. He doesn't need a mother. He is nothing more, nothing less. It's all bullshit. Die, Kushina softly. So soft that not even Tsume could hear her. What did you say, Kushina-san? Homura asked. Kushina's chakra flared, she gripped her sword tightly and lunged at Koharu. Die, Kushina yelled, impaling Koharu with her sword. The members of the council gasped in fear when Koharu coughed up some blood. Kushina turned her gaze to Homura and did the same to him, not leaving the elder with any chance to defend himself before he too met the wrath of Kushina's blade. And then there was Danzo. Sarutobi winced at the deaths, but he knew he couldn't stop Kushina. Hell, not even the Anbu hidden in the room could do anything but watch. Danzo. Kushina yelled and almost had her sword run through his head, but was stopped by two unknown Anbu who blocked Kushina's sword with their kunai. Danzo suddenly tensed that a huge problem had suddenly come out. Danzo, who are these Anbu? I know they're not mine, Sarutobi said, sending out his Anbu surrounding the two unknown ones. Danzo narrowed his eyes while Kushina smirked. So Danzo's got a secret, huh? Well, it doesn't matter. Your little shinobi won't stop me, Kushina said, moving so fast that the two Anbu only saw a red blur until they hit the ground dead. One Anbu managed to place a chakra seal on Danzo. The Kushina and the Anbu turned their blades to him. Danzo, for keeping unknown military power without my authorization, I hereby placed you under arrest without a trial. Punishment, execution. Time. Right now, Sarutobi said as Kushina and the Anbu impaled the elder while making him scream. The civilian council literally puked at the events that happened in front of them. The Shinobi Council were more tolerant, but it still left an impression on them. All three elders of the council were dead on the ground while Sarutobi sighed and waved his hand for his Anbu to take the three bodies away. Kushina, I am sorry for all of this. I can only imagine the sorrow that you felt. I'm also sorry that I couldn't protect your son as much as I could have. Please forgive us for what we have done, Sarutobi nearly begged. Kushina rage lowered, but it was still there before she sheathed her sword before walking to the door of the council room. Sarutobi, right now, I am just happy that my son is alive and well. I won't take in revenge on Konoha, but anyone who tries to hurt my son will die. Right now the only person I feel I can trust are you and Sume Inuzuka, Kushina said, surprising everyone. Why me? Sume asked, wondering if she did something to make Kushina gave the Inuzuka head her trust. Kushina gave a sincere smile and opened the door to leave. You stole my Sochi's heart, Sume. I don't know how long he's been alone, but stay with him. If he's anything like me and Minato, he'll definitely make you happy, so stay by his side, Kushina said, confusing Sume slightly. It sounds like you're leaving, Kushina, Sume said, nearly shocking everyone. Kushina giggled, then laughed loudly before wiping a tear from her eyes. No, I'm not leaving. My Sochi would be sad if I did, and I don't want that. I'm just saying that I trust you to make Naruto-kun happy, Kushina said, leaving while everyone stared at a blushing Sume, which seemed to be a bit more evident in the world. Well, I guess that's the end of this meeting. This meeting is adjourned, Sarutobi said to everyone. The Shinobi Council sighed before being followed out one after the other, and in a few minutes the weak-stomached Civilian Council moved also and left with Sarutobi groaning about additional paperwork due to the meeting. With Naruto, Kakashi and Kasumi. While the events in Council Room transpired, Naruto, Kakashi and Kasumi made it to the training field for some practice, and Naruto immediately summoned a scroll for Kasumi that ranged Genin to Chunin Taijutsu. Naruto wondered if Kasumi even needed to learn taijutsu since she was already his Inuzuka companion and his girlfriend. Though, if she was going to be half-human, then she couldn't away rely on the Inuzuka style with him, could she? Here, Kasumi-chan. There are the stances for Genin to high Chunin level taijutsu. I'll make a cage bunshin to watch you and help you out, Naruto told her, handing the dog girl to scroll. Kasumi nodded and took the scroll in her hands while Naruto made a cage bunshin and the two disappeared into the woods. Alright, Kakashi-sensei. I'm in your hands, Naruto told him. Kakashi gave a grin and closed his book before facing Naruto. Alright, Naruto, watch me first, Kakashi said, holding out his hand. Kakashi focused his chakra into his right hand and concentrated hard. Naruto narrowed his eyes, but they suddenly went wide when he saw lightning beginning to cackle in Kakashi's hand. Kakashi concentrated the chakra into his palm while the lightning flared around his body. Naruto backed up a few inches while Kakashi charged at a tree and ran right through it, bringing it to the ground. Naruto was astounded by the way it worked. That's the Chidori Naruto. It takes precise chakra control and a strong lightning affinity. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. First, you must charge chakra into your hand. Second, you must turn that chakra into lightning, and third, is that you must concentrate the shape manipulation into your dominate hand. However, Naruto, you must be careful. If you use too little, it won't have much impact on the target, and too much, it will burn your hand and could ultimately cripple it, Kakashi explained. Naruto nodded in understanding while Kakashi watched him. Normally I'd say that watch out for chakra exhaustion or it could kill you, but I think you'll be fine. I can only use it 4 times before I'm drained. I think if you master it you could use it 8 times and still end up fine. So just practice, though take it easy if you use the Kage Bunshin technique to train. It's a kinjutsu for a reason, Kakashi instructed. Naruto nodded and began to practice. He held out his right hand and tried to concentrate his chakra into it. Luckily for him, Kyuubi had taught him many Raiten jutsu, so it was quite easy since she did teach him to direct Raiten chakra into certain places. He had also been practicing the Juken, which utilized high chakra control and putting it into specific places. So far this was simply like his Raiten version of Hack Rokujuin show, except a bit more lightning based and shape manipulation based. It took Naruto about an hour to get through the first step of directing his chakra to the palm of his hand. It took a bit longer to convert it into Raiten chakra and make that chakra strong enough to become visible. He was happy that he found the time to do it, but that didn't mean it was easy for him. Hey Naruto-kun. Naruto looked up from his work and wiped the sweat from his brow to see Kiba, Tsume, and Hana walking into field. Naruto gave a small smile before giving Hana a kiss on the cheek and Tsume a chaste kiss on the lips. Hey Tsume-chan, Hana-chan. Are you two gonna train with Kiba? Naruto asked. Tsume nodded along with Hana, and before long Kiba was fighting off Tsume's attacks and Hana's attack with a Kamaru while Naruto continued on the next step. The blonde had stopped several times to ask Kakashi for a bit more detail into the step before Kakashi narrowed it down a little more. It also helped that Kyuubi could help him contain the chakra into his hand. Also Naruto decided to work on his new Mangekyo Sharingan, which he found out that after overuse could really hurt like hell. It did help him achieve the second step in about 4 hours' time. In that time, Kiba was nearly covered in bruises while Tsume and Hana chuckled at him. Kiba grumbled at them both, but didn't say anything since he did feel himself getting stronger. Everyone noticed that the sun was going down and decided to stop. Naruto was almost done with the second step, and by this time tomorrow, he would be done with the third step, he hoped. Alright, I'm exhausted. I think I'm gonna drop, Naruto said, immediately slumping to his shoulders only to be caught by Kakashi, who smiled. To master the first 2 steps in only a few hours. Naruto, you're gonna go far when you get older. You might even surpass your father one day, Kakashi thought while Naruto peacefully snored away. Kakashi turned his head to see Kiba being supported by Hana and smiled at that also. Both Kiba and Naruto took it too far at times, but that made it all the more amazing between the two boys. Looks like we did a lot today. I guess we should go home now, Tsume pointed out to Kakashi. Kakashi nodded before they turned their heads to see a Naruto clone walk out of the woods holding Kasumi in his arms bridal style as the girl snuggled into his chest. She trains so hard. You should have seen it. She got into the mid-chunin stances by the time she was done. She was so wobbly at first, but she really came a long way, the Naruto clone said, giving Kasumi a small kiss on the cheek making her slightly stir. Everyone chuckled, then left the training ground with feelings of progress overwhelming them. Meanwhile, there was a shadow out of the trees. It smirked and its eyes were red with 2 tomos. Well, thank you Kakashi for teaching that loser. Don't worry, I'll use your jutsu better than that loser ever could. Now to go train and perfect it, the figure said before disappearing from view. Namika's compound. It seemed that Naruto and Kiba weren't the only ones training, as Haku had gotten some instruction from Kushina on Kenjutsu, and she could honestly say that Naruto's mother, Dot, was the real demon. Haku never had so many bruises over her body. She wondered if this pain would keep up till she became Kushina's daughter-in-law. Wait, what? Am married to Naruto-kun. I've never thought of that. I would like to join the Namika's clan though. I'll have to talk with Naruto-kun about if he hasn't exhausted himself, Haku thought as she rested on the couch in the living room. Kushina was currently in the kitchen making dinner. Suddenly there was a knock at the door and Haku opened it to see Kakashi give a sheepish chuckle while on his back was a passed-out Naruto. Haku giggled slightly and motioned for Kushina. Kushina-san, I don't think Naruto-kun can have dinner right now, Haku yelled, bringing Kushina to the door. Kushina gave a small smile at Naruto's gentle, sleeping face. Just lay him on the couch, Kakashi. I'm sure the smell of my food will wake him up soon enough, Kushina said to him. Kakashi nodded and placed Naruto on the couch before leaving via Shunshin. Haku sat on the couch and smiled as she rubbed her hand through Naruto's blonde hair while simply marveling his toned body that had developed through training. Kushina smiled at the action and resumed cooking, and Haku gave the sleeping Naruto a quick kiss on the lips before getting up. However, she underestimated the strain of her training with Kushina, and her legs gave out, making her fall on top of Naruto's chest. Haku blushed at the situation, but the soft beating of Naruto's heart silenced her while she closed her eyes and simply slept on Naruto's chest. Kushina continued to cook, but the door rang again, and this time she was surprised to see Naruto carrying a girl in his arms. Naruto gave her a silent signal that they would talk about everything tomorrow and slowly maneuvered the real Naruto to sleep while leaning up on the couch with Haku on one side of his shoulder and Kasumi on the other. Kushina smiled at the two girls sleeping on Naruto's shoulders while the clone puffed away. He's just like his father. A real chick magnet. I remember when I had to threaten most of the girls to stop going after him when he was taken, Kushina thought before leaving back to the kitchen. Outside the village, two figures were coming into the distance of Konoha wearing black coats with red clouds on them and straw hats covering their faces. They both appeared on top of the wall before one of them spoke. I heard Orochimaru failed in his attempt to take down this village. So Itachi, how does it feel to be back? A blue-face-colored man asked. His partner revealed the Sharingan in his eyes and huffed. I feel nothing for this place. Let's just complete our objective and get out of here. We must capture the Kyuubi Jinchuriki at all cost, Itachi said before the two disappeared. Naruto's mindscape. Kyuubi was currently looking through all of Naruto's memories and smiled as she saw his training progress. He truly was a natural at what he did. He was also a very hard worker. When Kyuubi saw him unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, she suddenly smiled. Alright Naruto-kun, it's time for you to start the real training. You're going to love this. 2 days later, Naruto had continued his training in the Chidori, and it only made Kakashi proud that the blonde managed to get the technique down in little to no time at all. With the help of the Kage Bunshin technique, Naruto managed to fully make the Chidori his own. Meanwhile, Naruto also supervised Kasumi's taijutsu training, and he loved the fact that she was so hardworking. She wasn't one for ninjutsu or genjutsu like Naruto thought, but her taijutsu was incredible, and having it integrated into their Inuzuka taijutsu that the dog, girl and the blonde work hard on with Kiba, Tsume, and Hana, it made them a fierce team. Naruto remembered when he had to hold his mother back from mauling Tsume about taking her son. It took Naruto and Kiba to hold the woman down while Kushina ranted about Tsume and finding people her own age, but Naruto managed to convince Kushina that he would always be there for Tsume, and Tsume was really kind to him when he was younger, and that what made him love her. Tsume basically said the same thing while talking about Naruto's drive to get stronger for her and others, and that made her love him. It took Kushina a while, but the redhead relented and left them alone. Naruto was currently with Kiba and Haku while they were walking to the Hokage mansion. Sarutobi wanted to see them for some reason, maybe it was another mission. So what do you guys think we have to do now? Kiba asked as the trio walked towards their destination. Naruto shrugged his shoulder while opening his black jacket, allowing Kasumi to poke her head out. Surprisingly, Kasumi could at least henge back to her original dog form, so it was a better travel for everyone on the team. Kiba kept a Kamaru on his head like always, since the white dog seemed to really like it up there. Maybe it's another C-rank mission. You'd think we'd get a break with all the shinobi forces that Konoha has, Haku stated, making the two guys laugh. Though what she said was true, Konoha did have a lot of shinobi, and the fact that Team 7 was called out rather quickly and frequently made him slightly irritated. Naruto barely got the time to spend with Tsume and Hana anymore, and that irked him a bit. Well, let's just get this done so we can have a better rest when we come back, Naruto told them. Both nodded and quickly ran for the Hokage mansion. Hokage mansion. Sarutobi was still at his desk cursing his greatest enemy. It was worse than Orochimaru. It was worse than the council, it was paperwork. He was however more relaxed and knew that Naruto and his team would be coming in a few minutes for their mission. Right beside the aged Hokage was Jiraiya, who was leaning up on the side of the wall. So you think the Gaki and his team are that good? Jiraiya asked. Sarutobi nodded before stamping another doent with a reject for a proposed marriage to Naruto. Ever since Naruto's true heritage was mentioned, Sarutobi got so many marriage proposals from families to marry Naruto that it was ridiculous. No one wanted anything to do with him when he was thought to be the Kyuubi, but now it's all about the Namikaze bloodline. It slightly made Sarutobi sick at how fast people can change their minds. Well, Naruto-kun is a Tokubutsu Jonin while Kiba and Haku are Chunin. I really believe they can handle themselves. Hee. They might even make you sweat if they attack you together, Sarutobi proclaimed, making the old pervert scoff. That'll be the day, old man. A day I hope to never see, Jiraiya returned while Sarutobi snickered. After about 10 more minutes, Naruto, Kiba and Haku came through the door and saw Jiraiya along with Sarutobi. Naruto instantly scowled at his target, but didn't do anything since wasn't so into it for today. Alright Gigi, we're all here. What's our mission? Naruto asked with Kiba and Haku nodding, mentally asking the same question. Are you here, Naruto-kun? Alright, as you know I have aged and I can't take up the Hokage title anymore, so I think it's best to give it to another person. Right next to me is Jiraiya. He is one of my old students and you three will help him track down my replacement, Sarutobi said, making all three raise their eyebrows. They wondered who the third person was, but they figured it was a Sannin. Naruto had heard from Kakashi about Jiraiya and his spy network, so him being the Hokage was out. No way in hell was Orochimaru going to do it, so that left one person. So you want to look for the woman called Tsunade Senju? Naruto asked. Sarutobi widened his eyes along with Jiraiya that Naruto knew who they were looking for, but nodded. That's right, Naruto-kun. How did you know? Sarutobi asked, causing Naruto to chuckle and sheepishly rub the back of his head. Well, Gigi, I narrowed it down. Not to mention they talked about the three Sannin during the academy, so I know a little about her, Naruto said, shrugging his shoulders. Sarutobi nodded with Naruto's assessment before Jiraiya walked up. Good, then this is a higher mission and will be an A-rank assignment. Failure isn't an option, Gaki. We four head out right now in 10 minutes. Grab your things and meet me at the gates, Jiraiya said before leaving, but Naruto stopped him. And before you go, Ero Sennin. Mind telling me how you knew my father? Naruto said, effectively making the man pale. Jiraiya walked back up to Naruto and sighed. I suppose that's fair. Man, Naruto, you look more and more like Minato. I was relatively shocked when I first saw you. You really surprised me. I was Minato's sensei when he was younger. He and Hiashi were always the funniest of people. However, I was told by Minato not to mention him to you until you were ready, but it seems like you're more than ready to me, Jiraiya said, giving a small grin. Naruto couldn't help but give a small chuckle at that and nodded while turning back to Sarutobi. And Gigi, there is something I need to show you. Promise not to have every single shinobi in here or this will cause problems, Naruto pleaded, making Jiraiya and Sarutobi pay much more attention. Alright Naruto-kun, what do you want to show me? Sarutobi asked. Kiba and Haku backed up while Naruto made a chi bunshin. His hands glowed with white seals on their fingertips, for he slammed the blood clone in the stomach. Sarutobi and Jiraiya wondered what he was doing before another puff of smoke came out covering the clone. Naruto grinned as the smoke dissipated, showing Kyuubi with her red hair flowing along with her black kimono and strapless sandals. Sarutobi and Jiraiya gasped and paled when they saw the red, slitted eyes that they just couldn't forget. Naruto-kun, what have you done? You released Kyuubi. Sarutobi nearly yelled. Jiraiya got ready to make a suppression seal, but Naruto moved between him and Kyuubi, making the white-haired man raise his eyebrows at him. Wait a minute, Gigi. It's not what you think. Let Kyuubi-chan explain. Just listen to her for a few minutes and I promise she will make everything clear, Naruto told them, making Jiraiya cautiously fall back and Sarutobi to slightly relax. Kyuubi smiled at Naruto's concern over her and it touched her heart greatly that he moved between her and Jiraiya. Naruto stepped to the side and Kyuubi walked up to the table and gave her best friendly smile. Hello Sarutobi, Jiraiya. I'm not here to cause trouble for anyone, mainly Naruto-kun. I'm simply here to explain some things to you. Naruto-kun thinks I should trust you too, and I trust him, so I'll start with an explanation, Kyuubi said, making Jiraiya and Sarutobi wonder if this was the same beast that threatened to destroy Konoha those many years ago. First, I want to explain that I had no intention of attacking Konoha. You both remember that I was Kushina Uzumaki's Jinchuriki. I want to tell you that I was controlled and was forced to attack you. Kyuubi started, making both men widen their eyes. There's not that many humans out there that can control a Beiyu and their power, but apparently someone can. Now I want to say that who controlled me was someone in your village. I don't remember his face since he had a red mask, but I can say that while Kushina was giving birth to Naruto, the seal on her body loosed and I got away. I was happy to be out and not wanting any more trouble with you humans. I simply ran off back to my den and just wanted to get on with my life, but that wasn't the case since after I just made it, the guy with the orange mask used his red eye to force me back to Konoha and attack it. Listen, I personally didn't have anything against you, so I want to tell you that the attack wasn't my fault. Granted, I should have been prepared for anything. I am sorry for the trouble I caused your village, Kyuubi said, shocking Sarutobi and Jiraiya. Both turned to each other and before long turned back to Kyuubi and narrowed their eyes like they were in thought. So this wasn't deliberate on your part. I suppose I understand that much, but who other than Hashirama has the power to control you? Sarutobi asked. Jiraiya took out a book and glanced through it before narrowing his eyes. Madara Uchiha. His Sharingan was unmatched by anyone and he could control the Beiyu just as well as Hashirama-sama. He was from one of the founding clans also. It is claimed that the Senju and Uchiha were direct descendants of the Sage of Six Paths. No wonder is sort of plausible, Jiraiya said, bringing Sarutobi's attention back to the red-eyed vixen. So now that you're free, what are you going to do? Sarutobi asked. Kyuubi grinned and leaned to the side, giving Naruto a kiss on the cheek, making the blonde blush. I'm going to stay with Naruto-kun. He's precious to me and I love him. That's all. Of course, if your civilians hurt him, not that they can, I will hunt them down and kill them. No exceptions, Kyuubi said before disappearing back into the seal with a wave goodbye to Naruto. Jiraiya and Sarutobi breathed easily and turned to Naruto. Naruto-kun, how long has she been able to leave the seal? Sarutobi asked. Naruto adopted a thinking pose for a second before giving a simple grin. A month and a few weeks, I think. I had her out during the month of the Chunin exams, Naruto answered. Sarutobi nodded and rubbed his temples from the new information. All right, this is the most top secret thing right now. No one is to know about this except for us. Naruto-kun, who else knows? Sarutobi asked. Naruto adopted a thinking pose before smiling. Well, it's rather small. Only you, Ero-sennin, Sum-chan, Haku-chan, Kiba, Kasumi-chan, Akamaru, Hana, and Kuromaru, Naruto responded. Sarutobi nodded and rubbed his temples some more. Meanwhile, Jiraiya was contemplating how Kyuubi was female, but even more on her body while he wrote some things down on a notepad while giggling. Naruto eyed him for a bit, but didn't do anything since people like that could be found everywhere no matter how much Naruto wanted to Amaterasu them all into the ground. So when do we leave? Naruto asked. Sarutobi looked at the time and sweet dropped slightly before turning to Jiraiya, who was still giggling. You should have been gone already actually. So pack your things and go. I don't know how long this will take, so you should pack for maybe 3 weeks, Sarutobi said. The trio nodded, then excused themselves from the room to go pack. Never thought Kyuubi could be good, Jiraiya said, putting his notepad away. Sarutobi chuckled with a nod before going back to his paperwork. Never though Kyuubi would fall in love with Naruto-kun either, the aged Hokage added. Jiraiya nodded before exiting through the window, thus blowing all the papers on the floor of the office. Sarutobi gave a heavy sigh and looked up at the ceiling. Yep, definitely too old for all this shit, Sarutobi said before slumping his head on the table. With Naruto and the others, Naruto, Kiba, and Haku all went back to Naruto's house, but Kiba said he had to go pack and would meet up with them later. Naruto and Haku, having made it to the Namika's compound, entered to see Kushina sitting on the couch while reading a book. Hey Sochi, Haku-san. What did Sarutobi want with you? Kushina asked. We have a mission, Ka-san. We're going to go and retrieve our next Hokage for Konoha, Naruto replied, earning a nod from Kushina before she turned back to her book. All right then. Welcome back, Naruto-kun. I just met my son. I don't want to lose him just yet, Kushina stated, making Naruto and Haku sweet drop. Really, Ka-san? 'Cause you didn't seem to mind when you were swinging that sword around like a madwoman after Sum-chan, Naruto said as Kushina blushed and put her face deeper into her book. Flashback, 1 day ago. Tsume. Kushina yelled as she marched towards the Inuzuka compound. She did mean what she said in the council room, but damn it, who the hell in their right mind at her age goes out with her son? Sume gulped and cautiously backed away while Hana and Kiba watched. Now Kushina, let's not be violent. Besides, it's not so bad once you get used to. Sume paused and dodged a blade slash while looking at Kushina's stare. Sume, you will die for corrupting my Sochi. Kushina yelled as she chased Sume around the compound with her sword. Kushina, it's all a misunderstanding. Why can't you let me explain? Sume asked before dodging another slash. No explanations. Just pay with your body, Kushina yelled as she brought her sword over her head. Sume gulped again and closed her eyes, but she then heard a clash and saw Naruto between her and Kushina. Now Karsan, we can talk about this, but I won't let you hurt Sume-chan. Ever. As the alpha male of the Namikaze clan and the Inuzuka clan, I won't let you hurt my alpha female, Naruto said, going a bit feral to prove his point. Kushina widened her eyes along with Sume, but the latter chuckled when she heard him call himself the alpha of the Inuzuka clan. Which in some truth, he was, but it just wasn't finalized yet. He had to be at least 15 to be granted the alpha of the Inuzuka. Either that or be a seasoned jonin. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, do you really think you can stand up to your mother? Kushina asked, and even though no one knew it, she was slightly happy. If it means protecting Sume-chan, then, Naruto flashed his Shinseinigan, making Kushina gasp at his eyes and their seriousness. Quote, ... I'll fight you, Karsan, Naruto told her. Kushina raised an eyebrow, but then smiled and then laughed, making everyone wonder what was so funny. Well, you're the first to talk back to me like that. Not even Minato could do it. Alright Sochi, I'll talk it out. However, you try and fight me again with that sword and I will hurt you, Kushina said, making Naruto sweat, and the blonde quickly took note of it. Flashback end. Hey, it was on the spur of the moment. When are you going to let that go, Sochi? Kushina asked while Naruto took a thinking pose with a smile. Well, if you offer me a lifetime's worth of ramen, Kushina paled at the thought of it all. She, herself, was a big ramen eater and her son was just like her. No way in hell would she take that bet. Not even if it killed her. Well, it wouldn't, but it would kill her wallet. No way, Kushina yelled. Naruto sighed and shrugged his shoulders. Well, then we keep bringing it up, Karsan, Naruto said, making Kushina sigh with a playful huff. Haku chuckled at the interaction between the mother and son duo, but then realized something important. Oh, Naruto-kun, let's go pack, but before we leave I have to do something, so wait for me, Haku said, running up the stairs. Naruto raised an eyebrow at her, but didn't say anything and went to pack his things. With Sasuke. Sasuke smirked as he saw the shattered remains of a boulder he had been targeting. His left hand cackled with lightning and it only made the gaze of his Sharingan intensify by the blue light. This Chidori, I will use it to kill Itachi. Well, Dobe, it appears that you aren't as useless as I thought. I might not be able to keep you from stealing my clan's sacred Dojutsu, but you will never have an Uchiha's pride to use it. I am the sole heir to the Sharingan, the emo proclaimed, not knowing that he would be able to try and prove his point soon. Emphasis on the word, try. Inuzuka compound. Kiba was seen packing his clothes and his bag full of kunai, shuriken and other various shinobi items. His sister and mother were gone on a long-term mission and wouldn't be back for the month, so the Inuzuka was alone. He contemplated staying with Naruto and Haku at the Namikaze compound, but he didn't in the end since someone had to look after the clan. Even if there were better clan members than him. Kiba looked down to see Akamaru whimpering and then smiled. Hey Akamaru, what's the matter, boy? Kiba asked. Akamaru still whimpered and slightly licked Kiba's cheek. It's lonely around her. Yeah, I know what you mean, boy. Don't worry, they'll be back soon. And besides, we have a mission also. We get to search for a Sannin. Now then, no more moping, let's go, Kiba said, picking up his stuff. Akamaru nodded and climbed on top of Kiba's head before the Inuzuka left. However, somewhere in the compound was a rather unhappy person. Sume Inuzuka is weak. She's become the mate of a lowly-ass brat. Sume is prize-worthy of only the top male. I will have her and I will show that brat not to muscle in on what is rightfully mine. How dare he come in here and claim to be the Inuzuka head? That honor is mine and mine alone. I'll fight Naruto Uzumaki to the death to make it happen, one of the males said before giving an ominous smile across his face. Back at the Namikaze compound. Naruto was sitting on his couch waiting for Haku to appear and Kushina was in the garden practicing her katas for her sword. She promised to train Naruto in her kenjutsu skills when he returned from his mission with Haku and Kiba. Naruto appreciated her waiting, but the waiting for Haku was taking longer than he thought. Man, where is she? Haku-chan, you need to hurry up, Naruto muttered to himself before he heard the stairs creaking. The blonde turned his head and watched Haku come down in some different clothes than her usual. She was wearing a kunoichi's battle kimono made for fluid movements that suited her style. It was black with a dark blue pattern of icicles on the top shoulders. It ran down to her knees, so it wasn't really revealing anything. Her hair was simply let down to her shoulders and her sword was strapped to her back. Lastly, were her dark blue, strapless shinobi sandals. All in all, she was quite breathtaking and rather deadly looking in Naruto's honest opinion. Nice look, Haku-chan. You look amazing, Naruto complimented. Haku gave a small blush and smiled before standing in front of Naruto. Naruto wondered what she was going to do, but he received his answer when Haku got on her knees and bowed to Naruto while keeping her head low to the ground. Naruto raised an eyebrow and wondered what Haku was doing before Kyuubi explained. It's a plead, Naruto-kun. Haku is doing a customary plea to join your clan. You are the clan head, so it's only appropriate that she does do this. It's not necessary, but to her it might be. Congrats, Naruto-kun, you have your first clan member, Kyuubi announced with a bit of faking crying. Naruto widened his eyes, but they softened and he formed a small smile across his face as Haku continued. Unknown to them, Kushina was watching with interest. She knew what Haku was doing, but simply went back to practice with a smile on her face. Rule the clan well, Sochi, Kushina said in thought before continuing her practice. Naruto Uzumaki Namika's Haku Momaki, would like to make a plea to join the Uzumaki Namika's clan. Normally one has to bring gifts to show appreciation, but I couldn't buy any, so I made these, Haku said, holding out a box for Naruto. Naruto had a curious look on his face and opened it, so see an impressive collection of 25 senbon needles inside. Haku said she didn't buy a gift, so she made one. They were really impressive. They were heavier than the normal senbon and were decorated in a silver metal with a white fox design on them. Naruto glanced over the senbon in wonder. A shinobi couldn't get this type of thing in the stores. It was so amazing and beautifully made. Naruto gave a small smile and closed the lid on the box. You made these for me? Naruto asked. Haku immediately nodded while keeping her head low to the ground. Yes, Uzumaki Namika-sama. I also can give you my services and abilities in the clan. I hope you accept my plea, Naruto Uzumaki Namika's, Haku said while lifting her head up. Kasumi managed to poke her head out, but having heard everything she smiled. Haku Momaki. I love the gift you gave me and I know of your talents and abilities. I would love for you to join the Uzumaki Namika's clan, Naruto said, making Haku widen her eyes, but not at the revelation, but what followed it. Naruto had planted a soft kiss to Haku's lips and it made the ice user happy that he did. She was now the first official member of the newest clan in Konoha. Well, considering it that way, since she figured making two families into one made it new anyway. Thank you, Naruto-kun. I promised to do my best in the clan. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be welcomed into the clan, Haku said with a smile. Naruto nodded and looked at the time before paling. Okay, Haku-chan, I'm glad, but we got to go. Let's hurry up. I'll tell Gigi about it when we return, Naruto said as the two ran out the door and headed towards the gates. Meanwhile, Kushina had disappeared from her spot and went off without a trace. Gates of Konoha. Naruto and Haku appeared at the gates and saw Jiraiya along with Kiba waiting for them, but by the looks on their faces, they hadn't been waiting long. Alright, so everyone is here. Let's begin our search. My latest news told me that she was near some of the gambling halls around Fire Country. There is only a handful of those, so it narrows down the places. We should hurry before we lose her, Jiraiya told them. Kiba, Haku, and Naruto nodded as the group of four ran out of the gates and towards the next town. Somewhere else in Konoha, the two Akatsuki members, Itachi and Kisame, had searched the remainder of Konoha looking for Naruto, but they came up empty each time. It frustrated Itachi's partner the most, since Kisame was more of the, let's go and destroy everything, type. Damn it, Itachi, where is this brat? Our intel said he's in Konoha and yet we can't find him, Kisame grumbled, making the Uchiha sigh. Kisame, our intel is never wrong. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki is here and we just have to find him, Itachi said before two figures came from behind the trees. And what are you going to do to my Sochi when you do find him? Kushina asked, appearing to the two men. If Itachi was shocked, then he really hid it, but he was slightly panicked mentally. Well, it seems that we have a rat in the trap, Kakashi said with his book in his hand. Kisame scowled that they got caught, but he then formed a smile. So Itachi, who are these people? I know the gray-haired one. The famous Kakashi of the Sharingan, but who is the woman? Kisame asked, clutching his sword deviously. Kisame were leaving, Itachi simply said. Kisame widened his eyes before turning to his partner. For what, Itachi? We can take these two no problem, Kisame said, but was met with a cold glare from Itachi. We could handle Kakashi, but not that woman. Kisame, she could kill you and still hold a lot back. We're leaving right now before one of us dies, Itachi ordered while keeping his glare. Kisame seemed to struggle with the order, but complied. Man, I didn't get to have any fun, Kisame said, but before they could run, Kushina charged at Kisame with a simple smile on her face. Well, who am I not to allow the fishman some fun, Databane, Kushina said, swinging her sword at Kisame. Kisame quickly dodged the sword, but he wasn't fast enough as the blade grazed his chest area. Itachi mentally cursed before turning to see Kakashi in front of him. Sorry Itachi, but we can't just let you go. You're both S-ranked criminals in Konoha, Kakashi said while Itachi sighed. I guess it can't be avoided, Itachi said while taking out a kunai. Kakashi flinched, but widened his eyes and backed up just in time to avoid two massive drills of water slamming into him. To make a jutsu without hand signs. He truly is a genius, Kakashi said mentally as Itachi brushed a hand through his hair. Nice job Kakashi, however it's over. You have fallen into my genjutsu Kakashi. You will never wield the Sharingan like a true Uchiha no matter how much you train, Itachi said to him. Kakashi narrowed his eye at Itachi and before the Jonin knew it the world seemed to be in reverse for him. Kushina on the other hand was having the time of her life fighting Kisame. She took into pride that her skills didn't rust in the least and was still quite top-notch for a Kenjutsu legend and she loved the frustrated look she gave Kisame. Kushina sent multiple slashes at Kisame while the swordsman barely counted them. Kushina astounded Kisame as he had never been this driven before. He felt Kushina would end his life in one shot if he wasn't care. Both clashed again with their swords sending sparks off each other. Just what I'd expect of one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, Kushina replied, getting a smirk from Kisame. Soon the power struggle tipped in Kisame's favor due to him having bigger muscles than Kushina, but the red-haired woman wouldn't let it end like this. Her sword slowly gained a green aura and Kisame narrowed his eyes into a grin. Better think of something else, lady. My sword eats chakra like a shark to its food, Kisame told her. However, he got the opposite reaction and instead of a gasp it was a smile. Then it's good that this isn't chakra then, Kushina said before the sword's aura intensified, nearly blinding Kisame. Tetsu Kaminari, Iron Thunder, Kushina yelled, making the aura lash out like a green lightning strike at Kisame. Kisame backflipped from the lightning, but he wasn't safe yet as Kushina drew her sword back and with it the lightning went back like a whip until she sent it back at Kisame. Kisame jumped back then left then right trying to dodge the lightning while due to the heat of the attack the water was gaining fog and fast. Alright, I have an advantage, Kisame said while doing some hand signs. Suten, Sukoden no Jutsu, water release, water shark bullet, Kisame yelled sending the 5 shark bombs at Kushina through the mist. As the mist cleared, Kisame saw Kushina's form come into view and smiled, but it was instantly replaced with a gasp when Kushina jumped into the air and brought her sword behind her back. Tobu Subaim Shushu, gathering of the flying swallows, Kushina said making a quick slash through the air sending 5 bird-looking fires at each of the sharks coming for her. The field exploded as Kushina landed back on the water. The mist thickened again and it was Kushina's turn to smile. Alright, time to have some fun, Kushina said while doing some hand signs. Meanwhile, Kisame wasn't having the best luck as he could only stay hidden from her. She's good. Samehada will enjoy cutting her to pieces, Kisame said, but he suddenly dodged when a chain came up out of the water. What the? Kisame shouted and before he knew it there were 5 different sets of chains all aimed at him and the swordsman had no choice but to dodge them all while using the mist for cover. One chain charged at him, but he immediately countered it with his sword and deflected it, but the other 4 wrapped around him and had him caught. Gotcha Databane, Kushina yelled, charging at Kisame, looking to end the fight, but a kunai stopped her and the mist dissipated. That's enough, Kushina-san. Unless you want Kakashi to die, that is, Itachi said, pointing to an unconscious Kakashi. Kushina narrowed her eyes at Itachi before smiling. You know, Itachi, Mikoto would be ashamed of you, but I won't reminisce. Simply because, we have Anbu who are fast approaching due to our fight, and I take it that's not what you want, is it? Kushina asked. Itachi mentally cursed that she was right and turned to the trapped Kisame. Drop him and we'll leave, Itachi bargained. Kushina narrowed her eyes before bringing her blade to Kisame's throat and Itachi bringing a kunai to Kakashi's head. It seems we're serious, but me more than you anyway, Kushina said, and before Itachi could know what she meant, he jumped out of the way to avoid two more chakra chains which grabbed Kakashi and pulled him to Kushina. Now then, how do you like these odds, Itachi? Kushina asked. Itachi narrowed his eyes and turned to Kisame and sighed before disappearing since he didn't want to get caught. And after 5 minutes, the Anbu appeared and stared in wonder of Kushina holding Kisame with her chains and a passed out Kakashi. Tell Sarutobi about this one. Also take Kakashi to the hospital. I don't know what Itachi did, but it probably isn't good, Kushina exclaimed. The Anbu nodded and vanished, but a particular one stayed. One with a cat mask to be more exact. You're the Kenjutsu legend Kushina Uzumaki, right? The person asked. Kushina gave a small smile and shrugged her shoulders. Guilty as charged, I guess, Kushina said before disappearing. The Anbu disappeared also and the events of the battle lost. With Itachi raced through the trees to get to a safe spot and stopped at a lake near the outreaches of Konoha. He then deactivated his Sharingan and sighed. Now do you see why I said we can't win? Itachi asked as the water shot up to reveal his partner. Kisame scowled and sat on the edge of the bank. Damn, cut my chest. If I didn't use that Mizu Bunshin I might have been caught right then, Kisame added. Itachi nodded and the two left since they figured that Naruto wasn't in the village. With Naruto was on the outskirts of a nearby town and the sun was still out shining, so for him it was a good day to be training while they searched. Kiba and Haku spent about an hour searching and then decided to go get something to eat, which left Naruto all alone, not that he minded. Alright, let's try this again. Naruto said, taking out a kunai. He remembered the seals exactly and this was his 5th time trying it out. Naruto threw the kunai at a tree and channeled his chakra to it before disappearing only to slam into the tree itself. Damn it, I have the seals down, why can't I do the Haraishin? Naruto yelled out in frustration before falling to the grass. Maybe if I tried a different route. No. Two-San's library said that this was the best way to master the Haraishin, but damn, this is insane, Naruto said as he laid down. Naruto had been going over his father's notes for the Haraishin and the Rasengan. With the Kage Bunshin technique, Naruto managed to get it down in a day since he found it similar to the Chidori, except the Rasengan was more chakra involved and Hansign less. Kasumi popped her head out of his jacket then jumped to the ground. Come on, Naruto-sama. Don't give up. I know you'll get it down, Kasumi said, making Naruto chuckle with a nod. Naruto gave Kasumi a chaste kiss on the lips which made Kasumi wrap her arms around Naruto, thus deepening the connection. There are other people here, you know. Naruto and Kasumi turned to see Haku and Kiba smiling at them and both blushed before turning away. No, Naruto, don't mind us, just keep up the training, Kiba said, making Naruto sigh before the blonde smiled. So when were you going to tell me and Haku-chan that you were going out with Tenten? Naruto asked, making Kiba drop his jaw. Haku widened her eyes while Kiba stuttered. I have no idea what you're talking about, man, Kiba countered. Naruto's grin widened as he wrapped an arm around Kiba's shoulder. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Kiba. You think I didn't see it? The vacant stares, the new smiles, and the smell of someone's perfume. You're caught, Kiba, Naruto said, making Kiba sigh before slumping to the ground. How long have you known? Kiba asked. About 2 to 3 weeks. I don't think Haku-chan knew though, Naruto said, and Haku confirmed his theory by shaking her head. It was a bit after the Chunin exams. It was the week we were off. Tenten was shopping and got stood up by Neji, so I just walked with her and we talked for a bit. Then over the week, we chose to date and things took off from there. It's not much to tell about, Kiba spoke. Naruto chuckled and nudged Kiba's shoulder. The blushing act kept up on Kiba for a bit before everyone was back to seriousness. So now that we're all out here, what should we do? Kiba asked. Naruto sighed and didn't know what to say, but then they all saw that it was getting cloudy, not to mention the weather seemed to be getting worse for everyone. I suggest we find our old pervert and get inside the house now, Naruto said to them. Haku and Kiba nodded and went back to the town, then went to their hotel. Jiraiya came not a moment too soon and shivered. Man, it's cold out there, what's with this weather? He wondered. The trio shrugged their shoulders before looking at a map that Jiraiya placed out. Alright, we are here, so we'll have to check these areas for the day. Remember, we are here to find Tsunade, not drive her away, but she was never one to run away, much so I don't think it matters much, Jiraiya said, making them nod. The wind howled outside, but everyone ignored it and focused on the map. So Naruto, how is it going learning your father's techniques? Kiba asked. Jiraiya's ears perked up when he heard that until Naruto sighed. It's hard, Kiba. I get the Rasengan, but the Hiraishin is difficult. I can't get it without slamming my head into a tree, Naruto said, making Jiraiya snicker at him. Naruto sighed and got up, then left the room to get something to drink. Naruto walked down the staircase and came into the lobby of the hotel, but saw a massive wind blowing outside. He wondered what kind of storm it was, but suddenly his sword started to shake. Naruto wondered what the hell was going before he walked towards the door. Hey kid, that's dangerous, you should get back inside now, a man said. Naruto ignored the warning and walked outside. He saw the storm raging and the winds picking up rapidly. What's with this wind? It's insane, Naruto said as he applied chakra to his feet to keep from leaving the ground. Naruto-kun, shouldn't you go back inside? I mean, this storm is bad and it could get worse, Kyuubi told him. Naruto nodded and was about to go back until he heard a small ping sound. It was weird, it was storming and yet the sound was clear. Naruto threw some of his caution to the wind and walked further outside. His swords were shaking even more and it puzzled him. The blonde looked up and saw something flying overhead and wondered what it was. The rain became heavy and Naruto was really feeling cold now. Hey Kyuubi-chan, what is that thing? Naruto asked, squinting his eyes at the flying thing in the sky. Kyuubi wasn't sure what it was either, but it seemed to be attracted to Naruto's swords for some reason. Well then let's find out, Naruto simply said and crossed his fingers. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto yelled and made 15 clones. Each clones grabbed the other's legs and began to twirl Naruto around until they let go and launched the blonde high into the sky. Naruto reached for the item, but it repelled him back and made him crash into the ground with a loud bang. Damn it, what the hell is that? Naruto wondered and stood to his feet again. Naruto did the same thing again and launched himself at the thing in the air, except with a difference. Naruto did a few hand signs. His right hand cackled with lightning as Naruto lunged for the item in the sky. Chidori, Naruto yelled, sending his right arm into the fierce wind. The resistance from the wind was great and it pushed Naruto back slightly, but the blonde didn't give up and continued to lunge for the item, and surprisingly his efforts started to pay off when the lightning parted the winds for him. Naruto grabbed what seemed like a handle and tried to pull, but the damn thing wouldn't budge at all. What is this thing? It's so hard to get out of this shell of wind, Naruto said, struggling to pull whatever he had out. After about 10 minutes, he managed to get the handle out and it appeared to be a sword handle. It was a whitish color for a handle and had a dragon symbol on it, so the blonde pulled some more. Almost. Got it, Naruto said, finally pulling out the sword, but not before falling to the ground with a hard thud. Alright, that hurt. Now then, what's this? Naruto wondered, looking at the sword. Naruto widened his eyes at the sword and felt like he held it before, even if he hadn't. It felt so familiar for some reason, yet he wasn't sure why. It suddenly hit Naruto, his sword were reacting to this one. Kyuubi-chan, I think I found another elemental sword, Naruto said, giving the sword a good swing which caused the winds around it to swirl around him. Wow, Naruto-kun, I think you found the sword that embodies wind. You have 3 swords, Kyuubi said, making Naruto glance over the blade. He placed it on the ground, then took out his fire sword and lightning sword. They aligned the 3 swords together and touched the fire sword. The sword slightly flared. Then the lightning sword. The sword cackled loudly, and then the wind sword, which gave a small howl of wind. It, coming, gather, together, or, end, a small voice said, startling Naruto. Naruto looked around and wondered who said that, but saw nothing. He turned back to the swords and shrugged while picking up his fire sword and lightning sword along with his new wind sword. Kyubi-chan, I'm not sure, but I think things are going to get interesting, Naruto said with a grin. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.